Today we're going to be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy NotePro 12.2. In front of the 12.2 I have sitting the Galaxy Note 2014 edition, and when you line it up at the edge you'll see immediately the difference in size. And I'm not trying to confuse you in any way by bringing them both out here, but I do want you to see the difference in size. When you first pick up the 12.2, in your hands it feels enormous. It looks enormous. However, it isn't really that heavy. As a matter of fact, its weight is about equal to some of the 10-inch tablets we have on the market. Also, the thickness of the tablet is just under 1/3 of an inch. And if you lay that right next to the 2014, and I don't know if you can see that very clearly, they're identical. The way they're built is very much the same. You have many of the same features on the 2014 as you do on the 12.2, but there are some differences. The first difference I'd like to speak about is charging. Samsung on the 2012 has decided to go with a new charging port, and this is very similar to what you would find on an external hard drive like the Seagate. And if you notice the profile here, there's a little notch in there, so it only goes in one way. And that is now located on the side of the unit, like so. On the 2014, that was done with a micro USB on the bottom. So that's one of the first differences we're going to see in relationship between the 2014 and the 12.2. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm suffering with a bad case of laryngitis, but I really thought you'd want to see this new tablet. And in the next couple of days, I'm going to be bringing you the Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 8.4 also, which I think you're going to really like. Let me talk a little bit about the new Samsung NotePro 12.2. As I said, it's in many ways it is a granddaddy version of the 2014. In that, as far as the processor and installed memory, things like that, the cameras, they're identical. There is no difference. Even in the definition of the screen, there is no difference. Now, we will go through all of that, but there is no difference. So one has to ask themselves, do I need a larger screen? Now, I have vision issues. If you look at the icons here versus the icons there, I do get a larger icon. It's a little easier to see. I can set and change the text size with the new 12.2. So there are some advantages that one has when they decide to go to the 12.2, and there are some disadvantages. Size, of course, is namely the first. Let's talk a little bit about price, because when you're talking about the difference between the 2014 and the 12.2, price is a big difference. $749 for the 32 gigabyte storage unit, or $849 for the 64. That's on Tiger Direct. It does come with a micro SD expansion slot right here, so you can add another 64. As far as the processor speed, we got a 1.9 gigahertz quad core A15 Exynos 5-octa, and this is a dual processing unit, or a dual core unit. I'm sorry, a quad core unit, and it does have two processors. It has an A7 1.3, and which helps with your memory management, and the 1.9. That is identical to the 2014. So in that case, you're not really gaining anything moving from the 2014 to the 12.2 as far as storage, memory storage, and as far as processor speed, no major difference. In fact, the installed memory is 3 gigabytes, is also 3 gigabytes in the 12.2. Operating system, the operating system on the 2014 is the 4.3 Android operating system. Now they did go to the KitKat, which is the 4.4 Android operating system, so that is a difference. Weight-wise, of course, you're going to weigh more because you're bigger. It's 1.65 pounds, which when you first pick it up, as I said, it feels a little heavier, and it certainly looks and feels bigger in your hand. However, as far as the thickness of the tablet, it's exactly the same as the 2014, so you don't lose anything there. As far as your cameras, you have a front-facing camera at 2 megapixels and a rear at 8, which is great. On the back of your 2014, you have your LED flash. You also have an LED flash on the back of the 12.2. Also, you'll notice the actual shell that the tablet fits in is identical. The same leather-like look. You come in white or black. As far as the screen resolution, 1600 by 2560 on both. Either one has the same high definition, high intensity graphics. They're both crystal clear. Now, I will tell you that when I look at this tablet at angles, I do see better than I do on the 2014. Why that is, I don't know, and I'm not the only one to report that. Your angles are very good on the 2014. As far as connectivity, it has Wi-Fi, it has Bluetooth 3, it has true GPS, gravity sensor, e-compass, light sensor, gyroscope, and as I said already, the rear LED flash. It does have a micro SD slot for memory expansion. However, it has no HDMI slot, micro or otherwise, and it has no micro or mini USB. So that is a major difference from the 2014 to the 12.2. We do have expansion capabilities here. We do not here. We do have the ability to screen mirror, which is wonderful. Keep in mind that both the 2014 and the NotePro 12.2, they're business tablets primarily. They do a fantastic job of game playing, etc., but they are business tablets. They're designed for business. As a matter of fact, you'll notice on the new 2012, it comes with Bloomberg Business Week Plus already on it. It comes with Cisco WebEx Meeting and Samsung e-meeting. So as far as the connectivity of the tablet, it's really built for a business application. They do have a new Samsung Galaxy 12.2 coming out. It is just the Pro. It's not the Note, and it will not have all the business applications, including the S Pen. It does not come with the S Pen. Price is a little down, so if you're not needing the S Pen or the business applications, you might want to wait just a little while for the new 12.2 to come out. However, if you're like me, you like to get your hands on something new and play with it. Well, that's what I'm doing, and I really like this. A couple of things about the S Pen. In the previous version of the S Pen, let's go to our home screen. When we used the S Pen on the 2014 version, we could capture a section of screen, copy and paste, etc. Let's get out of there. We could also open two floating windows. Put our contacts in one, and we'll do it again. You can open a second. All And we'll just put the internet there. And we were limited to just two screens, but two open screens. And these are floating screens. They will go over top of whatever you have open. Wonderful. Works great. On the new Galaxy 12.2, they expanded that with a larger screen. I can now have 4 windows open, and my choices of what I have open have expanded. So I can now have a few additional programs that are available for me to open. And oops, I don't know if I actually got that or not. I did. Okay. And voila. We'll have 4 screens open. These are 4 floating screens that I can minimize. It just becomes a small icon. I can grab my, and let's get that one close so I can get my hands on that. You can see I can grab it, and I can move it around. I can open that one in a full screen. A lot you can do with the new Galaxy 12 that you couldn't do. And I don't know why I'm not able to get that puppy to shut down. There we go. There we go. So anyhow, you can open 4 floating screens, which you could not do with the old 2014. So that is an improvement, and of course with the larger screen it's certainly more useful to do that. However, you do lose the ability to have a micro USB port or a micro HDMI port. Speaker wise they're identical, and also the ability to use this as a remote for your television or VCR. Both are the same. You still have the mirroring capabilities. So all in all, your new Samsung, we'll go into the settings here so you can take a little peruse of it. You've got all your normal settings as you would in your 2014. You got your mirror, your screen mirror. You got a lot of device, a new font. Your fonts are a little bit more, you can do more with your fonts now. Control pen, your S Pen, your Palm, your notes, etc. And all your regular settings. One of the nice features that I found, a long push at your home brings up a series of search, and if you had a bunch of emails open, they would open here for you, etc. You have your weather, whatever you want to put in here you can. Double click and you get your voice command. Of course it's not going.
I don't know if I can answer that properly.
I don't know if you
can do a search for and you get your voice command.
One of the things I like about the new 2012 is how crystal clear her voice is. Now, I'd like to write a note.
Start speaking what you would like to write.
I need to make an appointment with John later today.
Save to memo.
Now, if you read that, it says, I need to make an appointment with John later today. It hears, even with my raspy, very strained voice, it hears very clearly. It's very interactive. How are you today?
So far, so good.
Very interactive, slightly humorous, but very crystal clear. You can hear her very, very well, and she hears you very, very well. She responds very, very well, and this rivals the Siri, the Apple Siri point and point. I'm telling you, I don't know that I see that there's a lot of difference any longer. The technology improvement in their voice commands are really, really there, really right where you need them to be. Okay, so you got a little bit heavier price on the NotePro 12.2 than you do on the 2014. You got a little bit more of a price difference. You're not gaining anything in processor speed or installed memory. You are in operating system and floating screens. You are in some of the hidden settings, and you are in the voice commands. You're gaining something there. As far as the battery life on this unit, you get about 7.5 hours of moderate use. On light use, you get about 9 hours. The charge time is pretty good. One of the things I did note, and I don't know if you can tell just by watching me move this, the cable is much improved. It's not very limber, very stiff, very good quality. Back to the pros and cons. Great performance. I mean, you just get really good performance for a business tab. You also get great performance for a game tab. Either way you go, you're not going to miss out here. Quality built. I mean, Samsung has just come so far and doing such a fantastic job with the quality of their tablets. I just can't tell you how much I enjoy their tablets. They're just really good. Excuse me. And they're stylish. They look good. Even though it's a fake leather look, it still looks good. Very nice camera, both front and back. Light and thin. Light compared to, I mean, you got to consider it's a 12.2 tablet, and it only weighs 1.65 pounds. So it's really not bad. Charges fairly quickly, decent battery life, quality components. One of the things I don't like, or it's a pet peeve of mine, is being able to reach up here and find that power button. Okay, on this unit here, there's your power button really close to the outside edge. They've moved it in, okay? It's quite a ways in. And so normally you just reach right up here and press right there for the power button. It's way in, and it's very low profile. I don't know if you can see that or appreciate what I'm talking about, but it's far in and it's very low profile. For such a large tablet, they could have made that button just a little bit bigger for me. All right, decent life of the battery, quality components, nice, quality as far as the volume up and down button, the multi-window that opens into 4 screens, the crystal clear graphics. Built-in remote, screen mirroring. The sound is clear. It's not great, but it is crystal clear. Those are all wonderful aspects of this tablet. It comes with, as far as apps, it comes with Amazon Kindle, the Hula Plus, the Netflix, YouTube Supernote. It comes with S Note, the Hanson Office, Handcom. Office, I got rid of. I don't care for that. I know some people do, but I don't care for it, and so I got rid of it. I put a different Office program on there, but it comes with the Handcom Office. It comes with Evernote, the Cisco Web meeting. Back here, you have PC Remote, and you have e-meeting. You have the Dropbox and Business Week Plus. It also comes with Wall Street Journal. So it's pretty fairly loaded as far as security. It comes with the NOC security technology built in, which it has the OnLab version 3 mobile threat scanner built in. So they've thought about a lot with this. Now, on the con side, it's a little pricey. No HDMI, no micro USB. Again, I don't care too much for that low profile on and off button. But if that's all I can complain about, then I'm not doing too bad. This is a nice tablet. I played with it all weekend, and today is now Tuesday, so I've played with it for 4 days. I've appreciated it. I've appreciated its battery life, how well it moves around, how the features and benefits, being able to sort my folders or create a folder of my choice, those sorts of things. I just really appreciated it. I appreciate the sound. Even if it's not the best I've ever heard, it's really good. I just think they've done a fantastic job. What you have to then decide is, do you need a tablet that's 12.2 inches? Do you need that? And do you want to pay the additional money for it? If you're like me with vision issues, the bigger tablet is certainly a plus for me. But it is pricey. The ability to have 4 open floating windows may not be that big of an issue to you, but if you're heavy into the business applications, it may be something that's very important to you. So keep that in mind as you consider the Samsung Galaxy NotePro 12.2. Again, $749 for the 32 gigabyte unit, and $849 for the 64 gigabyte unit of Tiger Direct. Thank you very much.